verse 14, the farmer sows the word. Some people are like seed along the path where the word is sown. As soon as they hear it, Satan comes and takes away the word that was sown in them. Others, like seed sown on rocky places, hear the word and at once receive it with joy. But since they have no root, they last only a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, they quickly fall away. Still others, like seed sown among thorns, hear the word, but the worries of this life, the deceitfulness of wealth, and the desires for other things come in and choke the word, making it unfruitful. Others, like seed sown on good soil, hear the word, accept it, and produce a crop, some 30, some 60, some 100 times what was sown. Notice now that the emphasis is on the hearer and speaks to us of discipleship. Jesus starts the parable at the beginning and he says, listen. And then at the end he says, those that have ears, let them hear. And he speaks to us on that level. Those that are listening, those that have ears to hear. The word, the gospel, falls on hard hearts, shallow hearts, cluttered hearts, and good hearts. The Greek tense used for hearing in the first three instances, or the first three categories, is indicative of those that, first of all, don't hear, and that then, secondly, give cursory attention, or listen, thirdly, casually or superficially without effort or investment. Those that fall on hard hearts, shallow hearts, and cluttered hearts aren't really paying attention. They're not that interested. They're definitely not engaged. But the word that falls on the good heart is characterized by hearing that is continual and earnest, as Mark uses the Greek. According to verse 13, for Mark, what makes this parable stand out from others is that in his mind it holds the key to understanding all other parables. Which is to say that, namely, the proper understanding of who Jesus is, and then secondly, what true discipleship is contained in the parables. The parable explains who Jesus is. He's the sower. He's God. And it explains who we are to be as disciples. We're to be following, listening intently and earnestly to what he says and following him in it. So Mark says to us, when we correctly identify Jesus as God, that's the first dot. And when we recognize that in him we need to follow him, then we've recognized the second dot. And together, as we connect the dots, we have saving faith. Saving faith is not just acknowledging Jesus is God. It starts there, but it ends with doing what he calls us to do. It's not just an admission of who God is. It's a decision that he's God and that I'm going to follow him with my life.